The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our second chapter of Queen's Gambit Mage Edition. I'll be your storyteller. I am the Ravenous Archon, and these are my players.
I presume I'm going first, as I went first last time. I am Tis, and I'll be playing Lydia Crane, the Euthanatoi, bringer of chaos and death, apparently.
Did me now? Sorry, I forgot last time. Hi, I'm Mischievous Red. I'm playing Cammy with the K. Elton, from the Cult of Ecstasy.
Hi, I'm KoFi. I'm playing Carissa Elton of the Verbena.
Well, I'm Irian, and I'm playing Silas Lilly, Order of Hermes.
Okay, and last we left off with our group, we had a nice little viewing party for the 30th anniversary of Stargate, which was enough cover for reality to kind of turn a cheek towards the event that was really punching a hole into the Deep Umbra. You got to see the effects of the Avatar Storm on said Umbra, and then you got dumped in what turned out to be one of the homes of the Triad themselves, the Wild Home, where you saw this mass of teeth and jaws and claws hunting a rather scrawny gentleman who turned out to be the agent or incarna of Coyote itself. And when the episode ended, you got punted into the next Triad home, which is the home of the Weaver. As such, it comes now that I will be giving everybody a trigger warning, specifically for Junie and the arachnophobes. There's going to be a lot of spiders, guys, so buckle up. We left off with you tumbling into what looks like a building. You can see other high-rises through the windows. There was a large, massive monstrosity of a spider that started clicking its mandibles the moment it saw you arrive from the previous area of the Triad. And as it does, it rushes forward, but it's not aggressive towards any of you. You see it tackle Coyote. And you can hear the thumping of more legs climbing what sounds upwards towards you. And you'll notice that the buildings that you see through the window are actually swaying like hairs on the back of something. you'll hear what sounds like a 1920s, 1930s radio, that really kind of garbled, staticky. But Usher's, comes through, struggling to be heard, but you can hear it just undertoning the scene. What would you like to do as this spider tackles Coyote?
Just the one spider?
Just the one spider.
So something you said, as a player, I have to ask. So you
Sure.
said the windows were swaying, like they were like the hairs on the back of something.
The buildings
The building
outside.
sway.
Yeah, the
Okay.
buildings outside the window.
I kind of want to I don't know, just get a feeling
Mhm.
about the landscape, I guess.
Okay.
It's basically a perception awareness type of thing.
Sure.
And I do have uncanny insight, which I feel
Yeah.
like might be helpful for
That'll
this.
help.
Can we all do that?
Yeah, you can roll perception awareness, perception alertness, whichever one you'd like.
Alert.
Alertness will be more for like the surroundings, like looking out the window, kind of getting a feel for the land. Awareness will be more about like the spider and the other Weaver spirits.
And you said we could all have a go at this?
Yeah. Difficulty 6.
I got 3.
For this awareness?
Which one did you use?
I used perception awareness.
Awareness? Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to do perception alertness.
Awareness as well?
No, alertness.
Alertness, okay. And Cammy with a K said awareness. Silas, which one are you using?
I was perception and alertness, which is my highest ones.
Nice.
So the effective is 0. Is that that's a 10?
That's a 10. So that's a success unless you have a specialty that counts for this.
I do not have any specialties.
Okay.
So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5.
I have
Jesus.
4 with alertness.
4. All right.
Okay.
For the awareness, you will notice that every time that the spider steps, even in its hurried state, it's almost like it lays down a little web around it, like a lily pad of webbing, and it sinks into the ground immediately when it picks up its leg again. It's weird. It's almost like the second this blade edge hits the floor, you expect that it cannot sustain this creature's weight, but the webbing comes out and creates this kind of, and it does bend the floor, so it's almost like the webbing replaces the tile, the concrete, the slab that's underneath it. Outside, those of you that used alertness, all the buildings are swaying because each building is a hair on the back carapace of a giant spider, and the webbing extends out into the rest of the Umbra ad infinitum. It is forever, and you can see little things that look like cars that are actually just spiders just rushing back and forth. Sometimes a building will undulate and it'll split, and then it'll come back together as the hairs kind of move and bob and weave.
So the floor that this spider's walking on is web, essentially, or solid?
No, it is solid. It is a solid cement floor for you guys, but wherever it steps, it turns it into webbing.
And I think the assumption would be, and I would convey this to the group, that stepping in that webbing would be very bad for us. So let's avoid it.
But what's Coyote doing at the moment? Is
He is being tackled, and he's trying to fight off the spider,
okay.
which is grabbed 2 of its rear legs and is spinning web from its abdomen and just kind of trying to wrap Coyote in it.
Can I tangle that web around the spider instead?
Sure, you could try.
I can try. I should have taken matter. Why did I not take matter? I'm regretting this decision already.
Matter's not important. You've got entropy. You can brute force your way into things. Right, so you're going to try to make it web itself instead?
Yes.
Okay. So that sounds like an entropy 2 effect. So let's make that difficulty 5.
5.
Actually, difficulty 6, because the Weaver does not like chaos.
Is that lowered down to 5 because of my little eyeball, or do I need to do anything to use the little eyeball?
No, it would lower it back down to 5 because you have the eyeball on your person.
I brought some extra chaos with me. So that's okay. The difficulty 5. And
Right.
Can I spend it's not coming back. Can I spend a willpower to add an extra die?
An extra automatic
extra
success. Yeah, sure. Yeah, so you got 1 success automatically. You're fine.
With willpower, that would be 3 successes.
3 successes. It looks in your direction specifically the moment, and those of you with Prime will sense Lydia kind of pulling on the Tellurian. Here, it's much more visible. When you're pulling on the fabric of fate, you actually can see the fabric, the little kind of threads on your fingertips as you effectively are trying to rewrite the tapestry of creation, the tapestry that is the Weaver's web. And as you do, it looks in your direction and it screeches, and the wall near it starts to undulate, almost like a lung breathing, and it erupts into thousands and thousands of little spiders that just shotgun blast all over you guys.
I should not have done that.
If you would like to avoid being swarmed by little spiders, you can all make a dexterity and athletics roll.
Awesome. I'm going to guess extreme endurance does not apply here.
Endurance won't apply for that.
What happens if we don't have any athletics?
Yeah, good
Nothing.
question.
It just means that you don't get to add any dice to your dexterity roll. There's
I
no
got
penalty here.
4.
4 successes.
What's the difficulty? 6?
6. Yeah.
6. Just made it 3.
3. Okay.
0.
0. Perfect.
5.
5. So Silas, Carissa, and Cammy with a K all manage to just duck, weave, maneuver yourselves out of the way. There is this strange moment where I think Lydia sees all of the movement, and there's this horse blinders that suddenly come in, and it's just like, this is where I need to belong. This is where I need to be. And a wave, like a literal wave crashing over Mount Fuji, just collides of hundreds and hundreds of spiders all over you. And you feel them just kind of tickling your face as they're moving about. Some of them kind of stop at your eyeball and just kind of chitter there. Some are sticking their front legs into your ear. Like they're trying to, it almost looks like they're trying to get a full representation of you. Like they're trying to understand you.
No. This was the
I mean, does she
bad idea. Bad idea.
does she appear to be being bitten or damaged by them?
No, not at all.
gonna leave that. Cammy's gonna. Cammy is going to. So Cammy's theory is that the building is the web simultaneously. It's just the web. It's just a building for us because of our nature. But it's always the web for the spider.
Sure.
So she is going to do. I think matter. What she wants to do is she wants, since the webs are kind of flowing naturally, she wants to make it essentially so the spider missteps and doesn't actually like steps in a hole in the webs. So potentially like either gets off balance, like falls, something.
Yeah, that's more entropy than anything else.
Okay.
And with time, a little bit of time, you can actually force that to happen.
Okay.
So it'll be entropy 2 times 3. So 3 is your highest sphere. So it'll be 3 plus 3 is 6. Entropy is involved, so that raises it to 7.
With the eye, because I
With the eye, it brings it down to 6.
Okay. And then I spend quintessence for an automatic success or to lower the difficulty?
No, to lower the difficulty.
Okay. Is there a way to? Is it willpower for an automatic success or not?
Willpower is automatic success.
Okay. I wasn't sure because it was a sphere.
Yeah. No, there's no.
Sure. I'm going to use a quintessence.
Okay.
2, so it'll be 5.
Yep.
Feel good.
And you roll your 4 arete dice.
Hey, that is 4 successes.
Nice. Yep. There's a moment where the spider kind of looks in Lydia's direction, and there's this kind of what you would imagine is a pleased look on this giant insect. And as it steps towards you, you literally see the point of impact where the leg is going to touch the web, and you just nudge. And you'll feel the threads on your fingertips, wherever you imagine your magic comes from. You'll feel that tug, and immediately its eyes now dart in your direction. And as it does, you see its leg go through, and it now topples down at an angle.
She's gonna release it then, so it all like goes back and it kind of like traps it, so it can't just easily pull out.
Okay. Silas and Carissa, what do you want to do?
Coyote, is he about to topple over with the spider? Because if he is, I'd like to. He's not.
No. He's got webbing up to his knees.
Okay. Then I will attack the spider with spirit.
Okay.
And I will burn a quintessence to lower my difficulty and a willpower.
Okay, you're going full out. So it is spirit 3 to harm a spirit. So it'll be difficulty 6 minus 1 for your quintessence brings you 5, and you got 1 automatic success for willpower. So roll your 4 arete dice, and let's see what you get.
That would
Oh
be
my
5
God.
successes. Sorry, I have 4 plus the willpower.
Yeah.
So 5.
I got 3 10s and a 9.
Okay.
Boom.
You see the Weaver entity, its core is just more webbing. It is a creature of order, and so everything's going to have a use. Everything has to be of such compact, precise, and succinct use to this creature. The moment you see its leg topple down, you reach out, and the opposite side, you literally destroy one of its legs, shattering it into just this explosion of white and blue webs. And as they hit the floor, you see them just become tile again. That's a lot of damage to the spider. Silas.
Yeah. And still, the spiders that are on Lydia don't appear to be actually attacking her.
No, they actually look like they're now moving away, like they're climbing down her body.
Okay, because I was going to try to push them off of her. But it looks like it's
They're
not
going.
coming. What's that?
I think they're leaving.
Okay. Well, in that case, then I won't do that. But how is the spider reacting to one of its legs being?
It looks peeved, but not perturbed.
You know, right. You know? And how about Coyote?
Coyote's stressed. He was trying to wriggle his way out, and now the spider has landed on top of him.
Oh, okay.
So,
So he's trapped underneath the spider.
yeah.
Now, let's see. I was thinking maybe I could conjure an illusion. It looks like Coyote got
Oh.
away.
Sure.
So
Using forces.
yes.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Trigger the light. That is a forces 3 effect. If you're gonna make it move, that's also life. You have 3 of that. So yeah, it's gonna be difficulty 6.
okay.
Roll your 4 Arete dice. You can spend something.
No, actually, I
Okay.
see a 10, 8, and 9, and a 3. So 3 successes.
Okay. Yeah. To everybody, unless you have mind, you see Coyote just kind of get up and scamper away. And the spider just kind of like looks at it. And if you have a mind, you can see past the illusion. Or you can attempt to break the illusion. You hear the sound of static, like on the radio, like it's searching for a station. And then you hear a little girl's voice, broken, shattered, and she's just inconsolable, and she just says, where are his glasses? He can't see without his glasses. And then it starts to find something again.
Is there a discernible direction where it or it's just coming from the radio? Do we hear it anywhere else?
Yes. Do I
It-
recognize the voice?
The radio is everywhere. It's not
Everywhere,
in
okay,
one particular
okay.
place. It is not a rough roll to try and figure out where you've heard that before, but everybody has a sense of having heard that voice before.
It's a movie. It's fuck. The
Yeah.
Bees. I don't
It's
remember
The
what it's
Bees.
called.
He's allergic to bees.
Oh, my girl?
My
Yes.
girl.
Are you for real right now?
Right. I'm not getting a reference here. Something about bees?
Yeah, it's an American movie. Macaulay Culkin was in it.
Yeah, this little boy gets stung to death by bees in front of his friend who's a little girl, and she doesn't
Yep.
know what to do. She's like, he can't see without his glasses.
Yeah, at his funeral. Yeah.
Is this a clue or something? Really looking around.
I think
What's
it's
the movie?
I think it's manipulation. I think we're being manipulated because it's going for what it believes the human mind would fold under, which would be a superset, which it is a
It's all
sub.
about bees? Sorry. Maybe I'm missing the different films.
In case it is a clue, and Carissa will start looking in the sky just to see if any bees happen to be coming their way.
No, but you do notice that parts of the roof are undulating, almost like the same respiratory kind of in and out of breathing. And slowly, they're not exploding outward, but slowly there's a trickle of spiders just coming down. Tiny little things.
The less time we spend here, the better, I think. We need a fix, a location on the totem, and then we'll get out of this arachnid hellscape.
Can we tear, walking over to Coyote, can we tear him out of these webs, or are they just so sticky we shouldn't be touching them?
No, they come apart easily enough.
Okay.
Wait, did the spider actually skitter off? Is the spider still on top of him? Like,
It moved in a direction to chase down the illusion, and as it did, it grew back its legs.
okay.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
So is Coyote just on the ground,
Yeah.
waiting to be untangled, and the
Yeah.
spider is not close to us?
Yeah, he is not moving. He is frozen in place just in case. You'll hear the static come to a stop, and you'll hear a very solemn voice, kind of same thing, pained, breathing, and just, I have been and always shall be your friend. And then static again. And again, it takes a moment, but now that you're on the train, that is Leonard Nimoy's voice from Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
I got that one.
Good.
Lydia's still looking completely blank.
This is manipulation. We need to get Coyote and we need to go. Are you okay to walk? Can we go? I don't think we should be
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, we should leave.
Okay. Can we find
Who
a
are you talking
direction
to?
for the totem? Can scry it out, find it some way?
I can try. I should have. I should be able to sense my link to it. And as he says that, you see a second Lydia Crane just kind of step up to the group and jump on the other one, and you see them start to tussle back and forth. Perfect copy.
Is it going to get to the point where we mix them up, or
It's
are
at
they
that. It's
moving-
at that point immediately.
Okay.
The moment they get tossed to the ground and they do the first roll, it is so hard to tell which one's which.
Because Cammy and Carissa know Lydia,
Mhm.
some reference to their past. Hey, remember that time we were in London and we were very drunk singing that song? You need to shout that song so we know which one is you.
What song is it?
I'm supposed to remember what song I was singing.
To be fair, she was drunk.
Just, we need to know it's you. You need to tell us something so we can, because you're rolling around and you look exactly the
I
same.
can see this other person who is not me.
You see,
It's me.
you hear the static come to a stop, and then you hear again another little girl's voice, Kitty, and then static again.
Is that like Monsters Inc.?
Monsters Inc.
You know
Yep.
what?
I don't like your
Get off
attitude
me.
right now.
Hi, it's me. Carissa,
Cammy's
I'm
gonna
me.
punch both of them. We're still unclear. Cammy's gonna punch both of them.
Do it. Yeah. Would Lydia Prime like to dodge being hit, or she's gonna take?
Yes,
Okay.
Lydia Fine would.
Okay, so they're both going to try to dodge.
Dodge. How do I do that?
That's going to be a dexterity and athletics roll.
I don't sing. I do
3,
not sing. That's one of my one rules.
4.
Sing. Why would I be
So
What would I be singing?
I'm gonna guess I'm doing strength and brawl, and I
Yep.
figure either raw power or dirty fighting would count.
Either one. If you're going to be dirty about it, definitely.
I mean, I'm punching my friend too, so like,
Yeah, it's a sucker punch.
It was Queen. We were all singing We Are the Champions. It was Queen. just for future reference when we're out of this mess.
What we're
A
out of this
lot.
mess.
A lot.
Blank that from my mind.
You're so fucked.
What do I need to roll again?
I have 5,
6 or higher.
and I'm still doing
Dexter-
3 dice.
Dexterity and athletics.
We've already established I have no athletics.
Yep.
Established back to Lydia. She can't sing and she has no athletics.
Yep.
6.
6. Okay. So 1, 6.
3.
Okay. So are you gonna pull your punch, or do you want to use all 3 threshold successes on your damage?
I'm not gonna pull it because I'm hoping to give an indicator of which is a spider or not. Sorry, Lydia.
Perfect. One of the Lydia's dodges. The other one gets a face full of fist.
Is it clear that it's her now?
Lydia that gets a face.
I mean, she's bleeding.
Okay.
Roll your strength
Me?
and add. Yeah, we gotta see how much
Stop laughing.
bashing damage Lydia's gonna take.
Just my strength?
Just your strength. Lydia, if you could roll your stamina to see how much you soak from this.
Difficulty 6 again?
Yep.
1 success.
Okay. So with the 3 threshold, that'll be a total of 4 points of damage. It's a good thing you raised your stamina before the game.
That was not a waste of it. Not a waste of experience. So
No.
4 damage, right?
So 4, unless you soak, for every success you get in your soak roll, you reduce the damage by 1.
Okay, so that's 2 successes on the stamina.
So two bashing.
2 bashing.
Yep.
Hey, she's bleeding. That's the
Yep.
real one.
Yep.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Good
got
work.
you.
Excellent
Yeah.
word, Cammy.
Come here, sir. Have you ever tried rolling down on the floor after being attacked by spiders, having someone shouting in your ear about a song you sang whilst drunk several years ago?
This spider's still here, by the way. I missed the spider.
Yeah. And once it is foiled, it'll grow an extra 2 pairs of arms to show that it is the spider.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. So
But it's
I'm
only
going
with
to
like shield arms.
heal Lydia.
okay. So you're gonna use your life.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, life 3. Difficulty 6.
3 successes.
Okay, that'll definitely heal her bashing damage.
And there you go. You're welcome.
Nicholas, you're a medic. Can you just throw it out the window or something?
Hey. See, what can I do to this thing?
Yeah,
Horses.
yeah, you could
Spirit.
Yeah.
tear it apart and turn it into tasks with your prime.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
spirits. The bad things about spirits is that they're made up entirely of quintessence.
Let's try it.
Okay. That will be your prime 4 effect, so that's going to be a difficulty 7.
Okay. And I get my 4 arete die.
4 arete, so it's going to be just the 4 dice. You can use willpower for an automatic success. You can use quintessence to lower the difficulty.
Let's see. I would like to lower the difficulty. So
Okay.
use a contestants,
Okay.
and that makes it a 6.
That'll lower to 6.
I got 1. 1 success.
Okay. Would you like to refill your quintessence that you just used?
Okay. How do I do that? I
You
just-
did. Yeah, you did enough damage to pull the quintessence out of it. So I'm assuming that
Okay.
you can just
All right then.
siphon it back into yourself.
Okay.
Your avatar is 4, so you're not going above your sustained maximum. You could still hold more. It's just you start to bleed it off.
Can we see Silas's avatar?
Yeah. What does your avatar look like, Silas?
Well, my avatar looks like my little sister, who was about 10 when she got killed in a car crash.
Okay. So you all will see the quintessence being torn from the fake Lydia siphoned through this little girl who's holding Silas's hand, and then it refills Silas's pattern.
Is the fake me still there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As a spider, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, as a hybrid human spider.
Okay, so
Lovely.
what exactly did I do to it to damage it?
You tore some of its pattern apart. So it looked like static itself, like a static image for a moment, and then reformed. And speaking of static, you'll hear the static stop, and you hear a woman's voice. I'll never let go, Jack. And then static again.
There was enough space. And Cammy goes through and punches the spider. Actually, she's going to try and rip off the arms, or one of the arms at least.
All right.
Fueled by.
You just get on either side of the door and get up at the same time. That's all they had to do.
But you'll see, everybody else will see as Cammy goes over and starts mollywopping. Coyote holds out his arms. He's like, I think I found it. I think I found it. And as he does, you see some of the other buildings start to reform into little bridges and ramps, just creating this little pathway to a building off, just barely visible. And you can see it's almost like a jail. Like there's a building that comes up and then it becomes this thunderdome of a jail. And inside the jail is where you see the little piece kind of floating.
5.
It is unhappy, but because it does not have the same physics as a human body, you rip the arms off and they just become webbing in your fingers.
Cool.
I rip the rest of fake me apart. This is. I don't like this.
Yeah.
This is. I don't.
It's a little late in the game, but is there any way for us to talk to this thing?
Those of you with spirit can talk to it. Yeah.
It seems a little late for that. Attack first, talk second. I think we're committed.
Cammy was talking.
First.
Cammy said that he could have lived and then punched it. Cammy has spirit.
Yeah, it's true.
No, it has no. I'm tearing it to pieces. I'm not talking to it.
No.
It's wearing my face. I don't like it.
You, as Coyote starts to make his way towards the ramp, you hear the static stop, and you hear a very familiar young man's voice that just says, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. And then it starts to go into the static again.
It's just manipulation. I mean, that hurt my feelings. It's just manipulation.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the spider Lydia again with
Okay.
spirit. I'm over this. You don't throw Moulin Rouge at me. I'm over this shit right now. And I'm gonna use quintessence and then
Ooh.
burn into the willpower.
Okay. Using spirit?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. So with the quintessence, I'll lower it to difficulty 5.
3.
3. You see its pattern just rupture. There's pieces of it that are bubbling like lava, like magma, just kind of coming out of it. And you can see the little spiders that made it up are just coming off of it, dead with their legs up. And there's a moment where it screeches, and the one that was chasing the illusion of Coyote stops, turns, and just stomps its front legs down, and fake Lydia erupts into the little spiders, and you see them all kind of rushing towards it. And as they fuse with it, you see it becoming bigger and more monstrous, and it almost looks like it takes on a more battle appearance. Like the carapace is armored, the joints on its legs are armored, the bladed tip now looks like it's serrated, and the mandibles have doubled in size and have become almost these double mandibles.
Run. I think we should run.
Yeah, no, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
With this place. Have you ever seen your face dissolve into spiders? I'd never want to see my face dissolve into spiders again.
Yeah.
We're going.
Well, no, you're
Gross.
definitely going to see it again.
Right, so-
But go ahead.
Is the path that Coyote had pointed out clear, or do we have anything to dodge out of the way of?
No, it looks clear. It's almost as if and the thing about it is that as a spider's chasing you, it is destroying the ramp behind it, the bridge, whatever you're going into. Like as you kind of cut through buildings, it starts to take in the matter of the buildings, the matter of the ramps and the bridges, and it becomes bigger and bigger. It is monstrous by the time you get to this last building. And as Coyote is about to step on the bridge that he created, the spider stomps one more time, and the whole bridge shakes and dissipates, almost like tumbleweeds. And Coyote just kind of turns, and his eyes widen, because he wasn't looking back. He was just moving forward. This thing is now the size of a 2-story house. And as it stomps its legs, the top of this building erupts outward and just starts shattering. It just kind of starts raining down onto the ground beneath it. And every piece, as it hits something else, just shatters, and there's spiders. It's just a cascade of spiders. And this thing, it doesn't screech anymore. It is too big to screech, and it roars. And the whole building underneath you shakes as it does that. And Coyote is kind of very, very sheepishly will, I guess we have to face this demon. And you see him go through a pained expression on his own face, and he increases in size as you see him become this half man, half coyote, and he takes his Krenos form.
Is he injured in any way?
If he is, he's gonna start regenerating.
Okay, excellent.
And all the webbing that was on him is gone. He's not down. Okay.
Yeah. But who would like to go first?
Maybe we shouldn't make it bad anymore.
Just how far is the gap between the edge of the bridge and the building?
Exactly, because forces in life can catapult people over, and Cammy with a C or a K, respectfully, can maybe toss people like a dwarf.
I figured Candy might just jump.
And how much can I carry if I'm flying?
Oh, that works too.
That would come down to a strength roll.
Okay.
Actually, Cammy can fly. Like, I could fly too, probably, because life 3. Just give myself wings.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You could give yourself wings.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Yep.
Well, I cannot fly, so if you're flying, can someone take me with you?
Yeah.
That's why I want to know how much I can carry. Can I carry a person?
It would be a strength roll. But yeah, you guys can totally jump across. The buildings sway, like I told you. So there's moments where it looks close, and there's moments where it looks far apart. It's not too hard to time it.
Can I get the timing extra specially right when you happening to get when it's nice and close together?
Sure.
Yeah,
you
entropy that.
can entropy that, yeah.
Yes.
So it'll be with your eye, it'll be difficulty 5.
Okay, to make it a bit easier because I'm not good jumping.
The static stops and you hear a little girl, I love you 3000. And then
Nope.
static again.
No. Don't listen. Nobody listen to that.
No,
It's just movies.
I'm not
It's not
listening.
real. It's not real.
Are you trying to use entropy just for you or to help everybody?
If I can help everybody, that would be great.
Because I was gonna say I could also use time to see when it'll happen, and verbalize it.
You can use time to slow down or
Maybe
even
that too.
stop the sway. Yeah.
What was the difficulty again?
6? 5.
Right.
Because you have the eye.
3 successes. One of which is a 10, if that makes any difference.
Okay. Yeah. You have a good feeling that the moment you say go, you will be able to jump, fly, glide, whatever, at the closest point that this building is swaying at.
Is it a difficult jump? Like how far are we talking?
Unaided, it is going to be a difficult jump.
Okay. Yeah.
But if you have life or forces, it is not too difficult to supplement your jump.
So Kami's gonna do that then. She's gonna supplement it with life
Okay.
and give her
Yeah.
wings to like
Arissa
maybe
too.
glide.
Life and forces.
Okay.
Good luck to that Krenos coyote.
Well, I mean, he sees you wanting to jump, like he's gonna go with you.
He's immortal here. It's fine.
He's fine.
He'll just regen eventually.
But you hear the static stop, and then you hear a little boy's voice. Dad, come on, Dad, we gotta go. Wake up. And then the static again. That was Jonathan Taylor Thomas in The Lion King.
Oh, I was like, I keep trying to guess the references. I know them all. Or I like, yeah, but
This is yet another sign you should never watch children's films. They will leave you scarred for life.
Yeah.
yeah, the fact that My Girl is a children's film.
Yeah.
That's anyway, I'm gonna use a quintessence and a willpower for
Okay.
that life roll.
Sure.
Ew.
And it's going to be difficulty 6, right?
Yes.
Okay. I got
Yep.
3 successes
Okay.
for Carissa's jump.
Nice. Yeah. As long as you got more than 2 successes on your activation rolls, you should be fine. Coyote jumps with you. The spider again roars and starts to climb down on the side of its building and start to form a bridge as it's trying to make its way towards you.
Do I need to
Okay.
roll anything? Because I don't have an ability to throw wings. I'm just chancing it at the nearest point. Do I need to roll something?
So we could do. Kami could carry her potentially as she glides, if that's
Yeah. Make a strength roll for Cammy.
just strength.
Just strength. And I will let you use raw power.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go! You just move.
Yeah.
One catches me.
2 successes. 2.
Okay. It is not difficult. This isn't like a box of tools. This is a person. You're used to suplexing them more than, princes carrying or firemen carrying them. But you guys all jump across, float across, fly across. Coyote jumps, tumbles, and as he comes up, he's already shrinking back down to his human form. And he holds up his hands. You see him siphon some of the power, and as he does, the totem falls into his hands, and he hands it to someone.
You should take it. I have one piece. One of the others should take the other.
Cammy, I have a backpack, but Cammy is also the most athletic if it comes down to escape.
Sure. I'll take it.
And as the spider connects his bridge to the jail, it starts to pull on the jail bars. And again, Coyote holds out his hands. Quickly, we haven't time to spare.
That lady hands. Let's get out of here.
Everybody holds hands.
Yes.
And there is this moment where you hear him chanting. And as he does, you hear a kind of chorus. It's not different people, but it is. It's him through different incarnations of himself. And you hear the sound of conflict. You can hear old musket fire. You can hear horses neighing. You can hear the sound of what is America replacing what was before. And every time, Coyote and his people have been the ones that suffer. And you can hear that in the pain of the voices that are joining in on him. And there's a moment where he looks up, there's a tear that comes down his eye, and then everything vanishes. You're shunted back into the umbral space. The spider roars and it becomes this distant thing. There's a last little bit of static, and the radio vanishing into the background just plays the last chorus of We Are the Champion by Queen. And you come crashing down into what is this heat-scape of flame and fire, and the smell of molten metal is pungent. And you can hear screaming. You can hear tortured and agonizing screaming. And as he looks up, Coyote's face drops. There is this fear that wasn't there before, and chains shoot out from what looks to be this almost gray pool of water, and they dig into his shoulders, they dig into his hips, and they just pull him into the lake itself. And the moment he is pulled into the water, you see it bubbling, and you see that it is boiling the moment he falls into it. And there is this creature, this skeletal creature of what looks to be the same construction of the lake, that just kind of comes up and has this scythe, this kind of reaper's scythe that he uses to push on Coyote's shoulder and dip him into the lake. And this is, I think, a good spot to go to break. So we'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Oh, welcome back, everybody. In the first half, we got some heartstrings pulled with some memories. We went down, and the Weaver has different tactics than the Wild, obviously, and now that we are in the worms realm, which is known as Erebus, to those that follow the triad, we're going to see something completely different. We opened up with Coyote being drugged into one of the molten lakes of silver, where not only does it tear apart a shape changer's body, it also heals it at the same time. And so it is an internal pit of agony, and he sounds like all the rumors are true about this place. And the jailer, as it were, in charge of him is just dunking him every so often. He'll come up, you'll see that the skin is burnt off of his face and it starts to regenerate almost as quickly. You'll see the muscle and sinew, you'll see that his eyelids are missing, and then he blinks and they're back. And the jailer says something in a language you don't understand. You know you've heard it before because it's the same language that Coyote used, that Coyote uses, except that Coyote actively has the ability to mind speak with you so you don't get tripped up over the language barrier. Excuse me. And there is no sense of malice or a nefarious atmosphere. It's just something matter-of-factly, and then a dunk. And then he'll pull Coyote out. You'll see him screaming, the silver coming out of his mouth, and as it does, it just tears his lower lip, his chin away, and then you see it reform. He is in complete and utter agony. And the jailer says something again. Dunk. How would you like to proceed?
Is there any kind of discernible mind spirit effect that can be, or this is a living creature? Carissa would like to knock him out, mentally knock him out, the jailer.
Okay. You do have mind 3, spirit 3. So you could try to give him a reprieve. Mind here is a deficiency. So it's going to be +1 difficulty. So it'll go up to difficulty 7.
Okay, so I will burn, let's see, where am I under? I will burn a willpower and I will burn a quintessence.
Okay.
Running low on those bad boys.
Yeah.
Okay, so difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6, you got 1 success.
An 8, a 10, an 8, and a 7.
Okay.
So we're good.
Yeah, he stops. Like he pulls Coyote up and he stops, and Coyote's maybe up to like the lower part of his stomach, like just up enough so that it almost looks like he could wade out if you wanted to. But the scythe is hooked up under his arm to pull him up. And the jailer kind of stops. He looks up and he'll look down at Coyote again. And then all of you will hear a voice that is neither Coyote's nor the jailer's. It's something else. And it yells out, "They're coming." And it comes from behind you. And slowly, the landscape around this pool starts to become arid, starts to become almost like a desert. And not quite. There's grass here and there. There's buffalo in the distance. You can see horses, wild, untamed, just a pack of them just rushing in the distance. And then you'll hear some hooting and hollering, as they say, and rushing up and not even acknowledging the existence of this pool, like running past it, like it's not even there, like you're not even there. You will see this group of Native Americans, and they are trying to capture some of the horses. You can see them kind of corralling them. There's another group that you see come up over a hill and scare them, and just clapping and making noise and turning the stampede in a different direction. And the jailer says something again, and Coyote looks up, and he is crying. For as long as I have tried to protect my people. For as long as I have been, I've tried to live as Gaia commanded. And he'll turn towards the group of people, and you'll see that as his group is coming over and trying to lasso some of the horses, the other group suddenly points at them, and one of them becomes this monstrous 10-foot tall, half man, half wolf, and he comes rushing in and just tears apart one of the other tribesmen. And Coyote winces and turns away. I couldn't be there for my people when the Wolfkin came. I couldn't be there for my people when Gaia turned her back on us and the others that were not the Wolfkin. The scene washes away, and there's another group, horseback, riding down, and meeting them, you will hear the loud thunder of a cannonball and just the smoke, and 2 or 3 of them are just thrown up as this cannonball hits the ground in front of them and send them flying. And you recognize the historical uniform of the American Army. And Coyote will look up. I couldn't be there to protect my people from the white man. I couldn't be there for them when they needed me. Every time they've needed me. And the jailer dunks him again. The scene washes away, and there is the church that you saw when you were pushed through the Stargate and punched your way into the Dark Umbra. And you see this face staring out. Excuse me. And there is this man who has this beautiful, intricately beautiful carved statue of what looks to be a bird of prey, maybe a falcon or an eagle, and then the statue of Coyote. And he is surrounded. Those of you with life will see that everyone surrounding him is not living. They don't have the aura of life. And with sad determination, the human outside becomes a 9-foot tall wolf man, almost exactly represented, same coloring, same pattern as the one that first went after Coyote's kin. And he brings the totems down on the ground with every fiber of his strength and shatters them. And all the non-living evaporate, destroyed. And you'll hear the cry of eagle, and you'll hear the laugh of a coyote. And then you'll see, as the wolf falls and dies, his blood creeps out of him. And as it starts to reach out, it's almost like hands, fingers of blood just scraping every bit of territory they can. And you recognize this as the birth of the null zone. This is where everything started. And the jailer will pull him up, coughs up fistfuls of molten silver. The day the wolfkin broke the totems, he released us. He released us. The jailer said something again, dunks him.
Will you... Can I step in front of the jailer and just tell it to stop?
I mean, you can stand at the edge of the pool.
Well, yeah, stand at the edge of the pool. I want to address the jailer.
Unless you want to wade into molten silver. I don't want to stop you from doing anything.
I'll go to the edge.
Okay.
Turn to the jailer and just
Okay.
see if it will recognize our presence. See if it will stop for a moment what it's doing.
It pulls him up, and it does stop. And it kind of, now that you've approached the pool, it looks in your direction, and you see it sniffing the air. It doesn't have a nose. It's a skeleton, but it has that motion of smelling. And it looks back, and it howls. And as it does, the other pools that you see scattered around the landscape suddenly reveal their jailers and the wolfkin that they're torturing. And you'll see wolfkin of different color patterns, different sizes. Some have no fur whatsoever, and they're just these mottled black flesh creatures with these bat-like ears that are being dunked, and they're just crying and howling in pain. And you'll see wolfkin that have beautiful, like, white fur with black stripes and just this noble bearing. Even when they're coughing up molten silver, they still have this kind of nobility about them. They're being dunked. And as a jailer raises his scythe to dunk him again, he stops and points. And you'll see that there is a pool that has another jailer. And as he is being pointed at, he'll pull up the wolfkin that he is torturing. And it is the same wolf that killed the first of Coyote's kin. It is the same wolf that destroyed the 2 totems that created the null zone. It is the same wolf's lineage being tortured. Because Erebus is where the wolf can go to try to earn a second place, a second run in the great wheel that Gaia has created for them. Coyote looks up at the group. I don't know if I can forgive him. And immediately he's dunked.
Will you be released if you forgive him?
You just see the gurgling from him underwater, under the molten silver. After a moment, he's pulled up. He coughs up molten silver again. He tries to reach out towards the group, and you see his bone structure of the hand as he reaches it up out at you. And slowly you'll see the sinew, the musculature, the skin start to reform. The little hairs on the back of his hand, in between the knuckles. I don't know if I can forgive him. And again, he's dunked.
What do we do? We can't kill the jailer.
We can't save we can't attack all of these jailers. We can't save all of these people.
No. Like, some things cannot be turning of the wheel. We can't change that.
No.
I mean, part of this could be connected to, well, obviously it's connected to the null zone in a way. Maybe if we in the null zone, the torment will end.
If we were to get the wolf,
We should read that book we were given. I mean, this does not seem like a good point for reading anything. This is not a good reading atmosphere.
It really isn't. There's a lot of screaming, tortured pain.
But we don't know what to do. So at this,
Before we started any of this.
we should have. We're doing it backwards, but we don't know what to do otherwise.
could we, if we got the wolfkin that destroyed the totems, to agree to bind them back together again to undo his damage? You think? That's
CVE was the same. So if I'm understanding right, the wolf killed Coyote's people. The wolf broke the totems to create the null zone, which released Coyote from the totems.
And
Yes.
and presumably Eagle as well.
So did Coyote want to be released? Why did
We
they
could read the book.
Read the book. Or we could talk to the wolf that's currently being tortured.
Yeah.
Probably not in a happy mood.
The book has a lot of esoteric knowledge. It's talking about how this vampire, from what he refers to himself as Tremere, did research on the null zone, and he tried to get into the church to try to figure out if that had something to do with it, because the church was brought over stone by stone from a different location by a man that disappeared. And the book talks about how this Tremere is postulating that the person in question might have been what he calls a chorister, which some of you might know as a celestial chorus member. And he talks about how maybe the effects of the null zone were so destructive to a mage that it drove him to become a marauder. The Tremere is adamant that there isn't enough proof that this chorister became a Nefandis. The church itself is very strong in faith. And so he believes that the mage couldn't have fallen to a Nefandis contract or anything like that. And so he postulates that he must have become a marauder. There are pages missing. And then the book details how once the pieces are found for both totems, the spirit that belongs to that totem must be rebound into that totem for it to gain its strength again.
Can I go to the pole with the wolf, the one that was from the vision?
Of course. You think about going over there and the pool just shifts over to right in front of you.
Do you not like this place?
Yeah. The deep umbra is very tricky.
Can you hear me? Can you hear us?
The wolf looks up at you. And he growls for a bit, and then you see that he takes his human form. And he says, I can hear you. Yes. Who are you?
Long story. We are visitors. My name is Lydia.
You hear Coyote being pulled up, and he yells out, "Murderer!" And immediately he's dunked back in.
Why did you do it? Why did you break them? What were you trying to do?
He's trying to stop the leeches.
Stop the leech?
Worm spawn. It's trying to protect my city.
Did it work?
Yes.
I looked to Carissa and Cami and Silas, who know a little bit more about the city than I do.
I wouldn't say the emergence of the null zone would constitute it working.
No, not at all.
Did you intend everything else?
No.
No.
It was only to kill the leeches, to bring life back to the city, to give my sept something, a foothold.
Would you do it again? If you were given that choice?
Of course. Who cares about the lives of some leeches? And his jailer dunks him.
Yeah, but it backfired.
Yes, it did. It created a much larger problem that impacted more than just the leeches. That's
Your
why we're
kind
here.
is also impacted. And don't we know it'll get worse? Weren't we told that too? Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't getting splats mixed up.
Yeah. Excuse me. Coyote's pulled up. His kind will never learn. Since the Imperium, since the Purge, his kind has known nothing but war and blood and destruction. And his jailer dunks him again, and then the wolfkin is brought up. And again, he regenerates and then shifts back down into his Hamid form.
What would you do if you were not here?
I would go back to the wheel. Gaia has deemed for all of us. I must be reborn so that the next in my line can pick up my fight. Such is the way of all, Guru.
In our mind link between the mages,
Yeah.
what if killing this wolf would allow Coyote to experience peace and would give us some leverage when we have to, unfortunately, urge him back into this totem or force him back into this totem.
So you'd rather kill this person, Wolf, who was also just trying to save its people but misguided.
We have one focus, we have one mission. It's either going to take Coyote's forgiveness for someone who created much bigger problems, though he had good intentions, or we have to do it another way. If you think we can convince Coyote to forgive him, we still have the issue of getting him out, getting rid of the jailers. We have more than just one problem right now.
Have you apologized?
Are you
The wolf?
talking to Wolf?
Yeah.
He looks at you confused. What?
I mean, you did cause others harm in this.
We are guys chosen. What does it matter if someone beneath us was harmed by this? And
What does it matter?
The jailer dunks him.
Well, I gotta wait for him to come up so I can answer him.
But Coyote's brought up. The wolf don't understand the balance. This has been the way of the wolf since the War of Rage. Since the other changing breeds were made to pay for their arrogance, their hubris. They will never change. And he looks up at the other jailer. He will never change, and his jailer dunks him. And the wolfkin is brought up.
This conversation would be easier to have if people weren't constantly getting dunked in torturous pools. But also, I fear, and I'm looking around, that a fight might.
You know, maybe we could try and freeze them so they're both out at the same time.
We could, yes. Can we lock these jailers in place once they're both out the pool somehow?
Sure.
And we can earn our own place in the pool of our own.
Yeah.
Let's not get in the pool.
I mean, if you want that, sure.
No,
You're more than welcome to.
no. There must be a different way of resolving this. I mean, there are more than just the two jailers here. More than enough.
We're not proposing we kill the jailers, just pause them for a moment.
Yeah. Just so we
Yeah.
can have like an actual conversation.
That would be useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moment in time.
Yeah. Cammy has a time to do that. It's just going to rely on the rolls. You know, how many you set up for duration versus effect.
Yeah, sure. So I guess I'll spend another willpower. Just spending them all, but
Spend them all.
quintessence. For some reason I have 10 willpower.
Yeah, you bought up a lot of willpower.
Yeah, so like I guess that works. Okay. And
Yeah.
then we'll do that. Is it just time?
It's just going to be a time 3 effect to hold them in place. Actually, no, I think that is time 4. So it's going to be difficulty 7. You use the quintessence, that brings it down to 6. And you use willpower, so that's 1 automatic success. So roll your 4 arete and see if we get anything else.
And I think this would be a good time to activate Carissa's Wonder, which uses a mind and entropy effect to give the group good fortune as we're trying to negotiate just thousands of years of agony between 2 different kinds of creatures.
Okay, so you're using Raggedy Andy?
No, not yet. We're not using that wonder. We're using the trinket necklace wonder that Carissa has.
Oh,
Raggedy
yes.
and Andy
Yes.
is like,
Wait, we never figured out what they maybe when they hug, they bring like peace and forgiveness. We don't know what they do when they hug.
I mean, if Cammy, why not do both? Gonna do the entropy mind good luck trinket, and then next round we can certainly have our dolls hug.
That was 3 successes,
3 successes.
including the willpower. Yeah.
Including the willpower?
Yeah.
Okay. So how would you like to spread them? I believe 2 successes is enough for 3 rounds worth. When it comes to time, let me see. Time. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so it's gonna be 1 success for 1 round, 2 successes for 3 rounds. All 3 successes will freeze him for 10 rounds. So a whole minute, basically.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll do that.
So he says some flippant shit that would have got him dunked, and instead you see the jailer doesn't move. He's frozen, and the other jailer brings up Coyote.
And the wonder is activated.
Yep.
While we have this moment with both of you up and not being tortured, we understand, and this is to the wolf, that through your good intention, something worse actually happened than you intended. We are here because this is impacting supernaturals and mundane folk in the city because of this null zone. We are here to get the pieces of the totem back in order to fix this. We need you to tell us what needs to be done so we can accomplish that. And maybe in the process, find forgiveness between the two of you. Acknowledgement of what you did and the mistake that was made, and then give Coyote an opportunity to forgive you because you understand that you made a huge mistake.
The wolf looks down, and there's a moment where he kind of shakes his head and dips his hand, and he screams at the pain, and he pulls up the last piece of Coyote's totem. I will never give this to him.
Why not?
This was given to me.
In our,
Take it.
Yeah, I was gonna
in
say,
our mind, yeah, in the mind
Right.
link, like let's let matter and force, like if we're all trying at the same time, does it matter? Matter and forces to take it from him.
can we just like yoink it?
Yeah, try it.
I'm gonna do some
Forces?
mad.
What are those?
Roll
This is
your
my
hard fade.
last. This is my last. No, it's not. I have one more. One, and then one more there. Okay, so Quint and willpower.
Right.
10, 9, 6, 7.
Nice. What did Silas get?
See.
Uh,
6, 7, 8, and a 1.
Okay. I will remind you before you lock in whether or not you want to use your last willpower point that you can't use spheres if you have no willpower.
I have one more. I have
Okay.
one more.
I thought you were using your last one. I was like, let me
I
make
thought
the.
it's second to last. It's second to last.
And I would
Yeah.
also like to use the willpower. Just can I use that for the extra success?
Yeah, I'll let you. He has a grip on it, and as he feels you pulling on it, you see his arm become Lacrino's arm, and it just encompasses this little totem piece and this massive clawed hand, and he's drawing blood from how strong and how much he's digging his claws into his own palm. And between you and Silas, there's a moment where you see the fingers being pulled open. The totem is forcing itself out of this iron grip, and his jailer reanimates. And as he dunks him, the fury and pain of the molten silver just makes him reflexively open his hand, and the totem comes flying into your hand.
Nice.
His pool goes back to where it was.
Now we got to get Coyote in the
Well-
mental link.
Can we try and like combine them together first and then get him? Right? Isn't that kind of what we're supposed to do?
We need him to combine them.
I thought we just needed him to power it.
Both.
I'm missing. Does he have to agree to bind himself back into it?
Yes.
Okay.
My wonder is activated. And we got the totems.
Yeah.
So can we put them together?
The totems or the dolls? Sorry, which one?
The totem.
Okay. Yeah, can we all put them together?
Okay. It's not hard to put them together. They fit into each other almost like the little gem puzzle piece from Hudson Hawk. It's kind of like the statue from Legend of the Hidden Temple. Like it all fits into each other, and you put them together, and then you're like, "Ah, I got it," and then they fall apart when you let go of them.
Maybe he has to do it.
If only I had more
Maybe
matter, I would
Maggie
just stick.
is it?
We can use entropy to do it too. Fuse little particles together.
Entropy is particles falling apart.
It's rearranging the particles, so theoretically you could move the particles however you wanted, and they could theoretically be in the way that works for you.
I mean, yes, but it's the passage from order to disorder.
Maybe we could
Downhill.
just
Order is just a moment in the timeline of disorder.
maybe we need Coyote to do it.
Taught you your theory.
Tell me I'm
It's
wrong.
a very to say, honestly.
Order for different people. The weaving thing. This doesn't make sense to us, but it makes sense to them, so it's order to them. Even though it's not order to us.
Okay, let's focus.
Okay.
I
Well,
think we need Coyote
Yeah.
to do this.
I think so too. I mean, we can put it together as much as we want so many times, but there was a ritual involved in making it whole again, and I believe Coyote was part of that.
Ritual and a sacrifice. I look towards the sort of the pool with Coyote.
He's still there. He's still up. He's been listening and just kind of watching you.
You didn't want this to be broken.
I didn't.
But it being broken set you free.
Yes,
But we're trying to heal the damage.
I can do so much good for my people
Here?
here, as I am now, free of the confinement of the totem.
Free as you're being dunked in a chain of lakes or a lake of chains. Repeatedly and beyond your control.
Erebus is where the wildkin are sent to atone for their sins. Once I am done, I can return to my people.
How do you know when you're done?
The jailer knows.
Why was the totem made in the first place? Did you agree the first time around?
I did. It was for a great cause. The sept at the time, far from here, far from what you call Milwaukee, was in danger. The wolfkin of that sept were not warriors like the rest. They valued intelligence, cunning. They valued finding common ground. So I aided them. I helped them because I believed in them. And their children kept me imprisoned. Their children kept me imprisoned until I was set free by the same line that put me on this path. Gaia works in wheels, circles. I've learned this. As he says that, the jailer picks him up and brings him out of the pool. And now he is fully crying. Don't make me go back. Please.
There must be a spirit bound to remake the totem. Must it be you?
Totems must be made from Incarna or Celestines. After the War of Rage, not many of my kind exist with that strength. The Wolfkin have made me the last. And you are asking me to be imprisoned.
No, I don't think we can make you do this. Well,
We are asking you. We're asking you for a huge sacrifice to save a lot of people you don't know, but it is specifically to save people, to save a city, all kinds, from all walks of life. It's not just our people or your people, it's everyone's people. We have an alliance. We're working together to save each other. And this seems to be the way that we can do it. We wouldn't choose this. We don't want to ask this of you, but this seems to be the only way. If you know a different way, we're listening. We would try a different way, but very intelligent, learned people told us this is the way. This is our mission to save lives.
I trusted educated and learned people once.
And in our mental link, I say, we have the eyes, we have the dolls. I don't know what else to do.
What would you have us do in this situation then?
Destroy the totem.
And what would that do?
It would let me return to my people. It will let us start to heal from the years of damage that the Wolfkin and the white men have done.
And the null zone?
That is a task for someone greater.
Who?
The Wolfkin. They've always thrown themselves at the problems of the world. Let them throw themselves at this one.
Storyteller, can I do an intelligence occult check and see if that's true, if maybe the pieces of this totem, I don't think it's true, but maybe the pieces of this totem can be put back together and the sacrifice can be a wolfkin sacrifice. I don't think anyone's going to want to make this sacrifice.
You can roll intelligence as an occult, and you have a werewolf specialty too.
Yes, I do.
Yep. Difficulty 7.
I have a 10 and an 8.
Okay. Did you reroll the 10?
I did not. Let me, oh, that's right. I have let me re-roll that bad boy. Another 10.
Gone.
Wow. You didn't know that they
And-
excluded.
And a 9. I'll take it.
Okay. Yeah, if you have a specialty, the 10s explode. You know that if you bind a wolf spirit to a coyote totem, it changes the totem.
Okay. We can't do that.
No.
I tell the group, it's in our mind bank, not in front of
Yeah.
Coyote.
Yeah.
This has to happen. It's either going to happen, I would really like it to happen willingly, or it has to happen by force. It's greater than us. It's greater than Coyote. I just don't, I don't know how to convince him. It would
And
be
there's
great.
no other way to do this other than with these totems. They're in all the minds of.
It was a lot of
Why?
minds. It was a lot of minds got together, and
This is
this
the
is the
only thing
way
that
they
come up.
devised, and it's taking a hard sacrifice. It has to be done this way.
And it has
He
to
holds
be-
out his hands, and he's like, "Come, let us leave this place."
Please.
Please.
Right.
But if it has to be Coyote that is the one to reform the totem, and he said he's the only one left
Of his strength, yes.
of his strength, which narrows down the possibilities considerably. It's going to have to be him.
So, I don't know if this is gonna be a good idea.
I'm not sure lingering in the worms, the torture realm is.
Wait, where are you
Some
going?
improvements.
Where are you taking us exactly? Where are we leaving to?
Midgard is what you call it. It is the tree that connects all the realms.
Okay,
Well, that's like a safer realm, so maybe we should go
Yes.
there and then figure this out.
I accept. I take his hand.
Okay.
I offer my hand.
All of you hold hands, and again, you hear the chanting. And again, he's joined by a myriad of people that have come before him. There is voices that aren't from one tribe either. There are voices from the North Atlantic, from the Pacific Northwest, from the old Mexican lands before Texas was created, even down from the tip of Florida and the Miccosukee tribe. There's voices, there's different accents, all of them saying the same chant, and Erebus vanishes, and the astral sea is laid out beyond. You can see the sundered pieces of the different horizon realms. And in the distance, as you're flying towards it, you see this great, bountiful tree. And it looks like there's little balconies with lights. There's color, there's pathways leading out of it. And as you're flying towards it, there's a moment where, almost like the TARDIS in Doctor Who, it materializes in front of you, its doors open, and you go flying into the church. And this is where we're going to end our episode. I want to thank all of you and I want to summon the disembodied voice of Shanky McStabber to take us out.
Nope, Shanky's not here.
Good.
He went somewhere else. He's in another part of the Umbra. He's busy right now. So please, everyone, thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. First of all, I want to say that right off. Thank you to the players, the ST for tonight, and of course, you, the viewers. Please join us on the Discord. That is where the cast of this show comes from. It's where the cast of all of our shows come from. We've got a good community over there. I've got to say, though, I mean, this has been impressive. This is the last of the first 2 sections for Mage, which means all the splats have done 2 sessions so far. So guess what? We're going into the final stretch now. 1 more per splat and a final episode. 6 episodes left, everybody. We're getting to the end. If you want to catch back episodes of this stream and all of our other streams, of course, pop over to our YouTube channel. You can see all of our World of Darkness content. We've pretty much covered them all right now, except for Hunter and Mummy. So we've got everything in there. Plus, we got a lot of independent games. We've got, all kinds of fun stuff on there. So check out our YouTube. And if you want to see Lydia Crane run some Call of Cthulhu, pop over to the London Esoteric Society's YouTube channel. That is where she posts up her Call of Cthulhu games. And it's also where she put up her Ishvel, which is her D&D 5e. Which is long since finished, but it was a good campaign. So, pop over and check that out. If you want to see some amazing content creator, check out our friends. One of them right here in the center. I'm going to do him tonight first because I did Red last week first. Ravnos Archon, tell everybody what you got going on.
Hi, everybody. I have my own channel here on Twitch where I do TTRPG stuff that isn't Dungeons and Dragons. Right now, we're doing miniseries until the end of the year, and we have one last episode on Monday for Old Gods of Appalachia. And then after that, it's going to be a miniseries of Hunter the Reckoning, 5th edition.
Wow. Plus, you can catch him here on Wednesday nights is in our Demon the Fallen stream. You can catch him for Queen's Gambit because he's going to be back as a player in 2 weeks in Queen's Gambit as he goes back to the Wraith story where nothing bad has happened and they are in the far shores of heaven.
Yeah, it's rainbows and kittens.
Everything they could ever desire is right there.
Yep.
If they're willing to take it.
Nope.
Nope. Not at all.
Nope.
What you got going on? You're not gonna tell everybody your channel because you're so upset about Wraith?
I didn't hear you actually say my name and stuff. Hi. Yeah. Sorry. I'm Mischievous Red and I'm in pain, which is why I can't focus. I share my own channel. Mischievous Red. Typically it's on Sundays when I do stream, if I stream, but you should follow the Discord and you'll get notified when I stream. Right now I'm on a mini painting kick.
Yep. It's a good reason to be on the Discord. You get notified when all of our friends go live. There's also Junie Von Esch. Look, she's a werewolf storyteller, but she has her own channel where she just hangs out. I always get it wrong. I'm not even going to try to say it. Which one she's doing?
Crochet.
Yeah, Stitch and Bitch. We'll just call it Stitch and Bitch because that's what she calls it. So pop over there. And of course, re-rolls. You'll find him while he's in a number of the Queen's Gambit. He's also on our Saturday night stream. You'll also find him in our Kansas City when it comes back after this stream, after this series is done. So check over there. If you want to get you some studio merch, pop over to the merch store. Look, sign in because some of our stuff is R-rated. In our merch store, if you want to be a camp counselor for Wish a Motherfucker Would, because, that's a hell of a camp to be a counselor for, you have to sign in to get that t-shirt. And some people have bought those t-shirts, which, just like they bought Red Rockets for Gaia, which is, just as dirty as it sounds. Listen, bits and donations, they go to the players, not to the studio. It's a way for you to give to the players something, for the time and effort and outfits and all the fun, horrible things we do to them. It's a chance to give back. And if you want to support the studio, you can subscribe on Twitch. Hey, it means you get no ads. That's the plus for subscribing to Twitch, no ads. Yes, Tess.
Sorry. Should have said this earlier. if anyone is on the Discord, I have a casting call out at the moment.
She does. Actually, there is a casting call right now looking for some 7th Sea players for a mini-series Tiss is going to be running. Hopefully you get enough people applying because, you know, I'm trying to avoid it because I've played it and I want to give other people a chance, but, you know, yar. Gotta give everybody a chance to go get that booty. And dear God, there better not have all the rum going. I'm just saying. So pop over to Discord for that one. Also, you can go to our KoFi, support the studio, or, hey, look, it's free. If you go over to YouTube, like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. Nice, easy way to support the studio itself without costing you money. Now, for the schedule this week, tomorrow is the big 100 at 3 p.m. for Call of Cthulhu, the London Esoteric Society, the 100th episode. And then there's going to be a break for a while after it unless they can't get stuff done and she has to sneak in 101st just to finish the storylines. But you'll see, of course, Lydia Crane here, London Esoteric Society, and Silas Lilly, your Any down there, is in it as a player as well. So go check out as they read the books. Hopefully, since it's episode 100, we'll have a episode 100 celebration by killing your Any's character.
Oh, man.
Celebrate with the murder of your character. Come on.
No.
And then tomorrow, that's at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern, guess what? We're back. It's a double feature. It's Vampire the Masquerade, Chicago Hidden City, where, as I mentioned, Junie Von Esch, she comes back with her cast. And then they're up to all kinds of no good shit in Chicago. Because, you know, it's Chicago. And I don't care who runs Chicago. It's fucked there. It's always fucked there. It's Chicago. That's how that is. And then on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we are back with Demon the Fallen. Man, all kinds of fun has been happening in LA with the demons. Somebody tried to be sneaky and do a non-driving drive-by on Mischievous Red's character, but she kind of sniffed that shit out and let him just shoot up her car without her in it. Because, you know, I can make illusions that make me walking around with nobody because I'm a demon. I do whatever I want. So join us for that. And then we will be back here on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Queen's Gambit, the vampires, as they conclude their vampire splat portion of the story. Oh boy, it's going to be fun. Maybe Mama McStabber will kill off a player. Or sorry, maybe Mama McStabber will have a Sphinx kill off a player because they're facing off against the Sphinx. Just saying. And you know, Sphinxes aren't known for sparing you if you can't guess their riddles. So... and as we always in these streams, everybody, mental health's not a joke, not a laughing matter. I want you to take your mental health and the mental health of others seriously. Please check in on those around you. Make sure they're okay. A lot of people mask the fact that they are going through problems, and all it takes is for somebody to reach out to help them out. And let me tell you, if you suffer from mental health issues, first I want to tell you it's okay to not be okay. There's nothing wrong with admitting you need help once in a while. We all need help once in a while. And I'd like you to reach out to your own support network, but I understand that there's a stigma attached to it, and a lot of people don't want to do that. So if you look in chat, there's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There'll be a professional on the other end of the line. And in particular, if you are in crisis, please reach out to those numbers. Please speak to a professional to help you with it. And if you're not in the U.S. or you watch us on YouTube where you can't see our Twitch chat, first of all, you should come watch on Twitch. Second of all, you can go to findahelpline.com, put in your country of origin, and get the support lines for your country, because mental health is health, and we want you to take care of yourselves. And finally, Mama's not here, so I'm going to do her portion. Get your damn shots, get your vaccines, especially if they're talking about putting RFK Jr. in charge of Health and Human Services, because he's going to do everything he can to stop the vaccines. So, dear God, please get your vaccines. And also... look, don't stop fighting. We got to keep fighting, everybody. The U.S. fucked up. We just put a convicted felon in the White House who's already starting his cronyism. He's putting all his cronies in important positions. So please, please don't give up the fight and watch out for each other. Got to protect each other right now. And I do thank you all for coming. Please, everybody, have a good night, and we'll see you next time.